Hello everybody, it's Lori here with the Goodbye Good Girl Project. And it's a beautiful day. It's got a little bit of that crispness that fall should have. Even though of course we're on the cusp of summer here. And I'm out in my favorite place to be to walk, which is the cemetery that's across the street from where I live. Which is interesting because where I grew up there was a cemetery right across from where I lived, so that's kind of interesting. The more I do these, the more I find that my ideas begin to coalesce, that I get sharper about bringing in other aspects from my intuition and my inspiration, and it has nothing at all to do with, my getting better at this. That has absolutely nothing to do with prep. It has absolutely nothing to do with sitting down and planning things out. It's really not about that. The planning is actually coming afterwards. And that's part of saying, well, you know what? The thinking that we are limited in how we do things is just not it. Don't argue for your limitations. They really are not even yours. They are programmings. They're vibrationally, they are patterns that you've grown used to. You may not understand that right off the bat, or you may. But it's interesting that when you look at it that way, what happens is you take a lot of the personalization of it off of it, if not all of it. And suddenly it's not about your issue or your wounding or your trauma. It's about something else that is keeping you down that you wish would take it easy on you. Like, I wish this were a little easier, and it can be. Because you've got your traumas and you've got your issues and you've got all of the woundings and all of that. But here's the thing. Those woundings and those issues and those traumas, they didn't come in order to torture you for the rest of your life. But the system that we run in tells us that that is what they're here for. The system we run in tells us that something happened, that it's all our fault, we should feel bad about it, we should have to fix ourselves. And that ain't it. That's not the reality of it all, at all. There's nothing to fix. There's something to straighten out. There's a vibrational frequency that comes with your emotions, that when you straighten it out, it straightens out your issues. So you don't have to keep working on them for the rest of your life. And what a relief that is. It's a very different way of looking at things, I know. But what happened was I cured myself of depression in a number of days by looking at things that way. And that's what did it. I mean, I'd already done the decades of therapy and the decades of the medicine and the decades of the therapy and the group therapy and just all the stuff, which kept me alive and taught me a lot of valuable lessons. But it didn't cure me. It didn't put me into recovery. And when it comes to something like depression, you're not really told that you can have recovery. What you're told is, oh, poor you, I guess you're going to have to struggle. And we believe that, which is unfortunate because it's not true. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I want you to stop believing in your limitations as absolutes, because the limitations aren't even yours. They're not. They're not. If you were an intrinsically limited being, you would never have grown past the age of 2. Fair? You would never have made any changes in your life. It would never have happened. So somewhere in there, I think we can agree, there's some kind of change at work in us that's natural, that does its thing. So then why does it seem to stop its thing when we get to be adults? Like, I grew without having to think about it when I was a kid. How did I get from there to here? And why haven't I been able to get from here to somewhere else, hard as I've tried? As many workshops as I've tried, as much therapy as I've done, as much self-inquiry and spiritual work. Why am I still feeling like I'm not getting where I want to go? What's going on? I don't get it. The paradigm that we're leaving, and when I say the paradigm, what I'm referring to is the way we think, the way we've been taught to think, the social shoulds, the spiritual and religious shoulds, the things that we take as givens. We go, this must be it. This must be the way, because they told me so. And we built our lives on it because we wanted to survive. We wanted to keep going. We wanted to learn what the rules of the road were so we could follow them and win the game. But that game alone is the thing that's holding us back now. It's really interesting because once you see it, once you see the nature of it, then you have the key that you can use at any time of any day to say, I see where I'm limiting myself. I see how I'm limiting myself. And I see that I can stop it in this moment, make a shift in this moment, and see how that's going to change my life. No, it's not going to be the kind of change in your life where tomorrow you end up in the mansion. Let's get real. Let's get to what really is important. Okay, Lori, what is important? What's important is, do you like your life or do you suffer your life? Because a lot of us suffer our lives, don't we? We're like really trying. We're trying really, really hard to make things better, to do things better, to be even better people, which assumes that we're not good people to begin with, which is a lie. So the whole thing about fixing us, fixing ourselves, maybe that's the wrong direction. Maybe to shift our lives, we don't have to change us. Maybe what we have to change is our source code, our energy, what it is that we're putting out there that attracts or repels the things we want and don't want. I mean, if it's that, that's so much better than, oh God, I'm an idiot, right? It's much better. And by the way, much easier to fix. But it does require, it does require that you step up for yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to pay attention to my emotions. I'm going to pay attention to how I feel. I'm going to say to myself that I actually do matter. And then I'm going to look at the places in me that go, that sounds great, and I wish I really believed it. Being able to do that as a first step, here's where I wish I were, here's what I wish I believed, here's what I'm living the belief of. You have the key in your hand now. You have the key in your hand. Didn't even know you had it. And there it is, you've got it. And the key can be put into the lock of your emotional body. What you're doing at this point is you're not going to judge what you're feeling. You're going to feel it. You're going to say, yep, I recognize that thing. I don't want that thing. That thing stinks. I hate it. And then the next thing you do is you're going to turn the key. And the turning of the key is when you go, there's something else here. I'm not locked in here. I have the key. I have the ability to get out. And so then what else is here? You say, what else is here? I'm miserable. How can I get unmiserable? Because at the very least, even if I can't get that big dream, and who says I can't? Even if I can't get there, at least I shouldn't think my life sucks. At least I should be able to look back at my life every single day when I go to bed and go, yeah, I did that. Even if you feel terrible, if you're able to bring yourself into these moments of, I don't feel so great, with compassion where you didn't do it before. When you're able to come into those moments with observation instead of condemnation, do you know the difference that makes? Because on a vibrational level, you've just changed your life. You've changed what you attract. Because we're all just made of energy. That's our source code. So yeah, there are many reasons to go into therapy. There are many reasons to go and deal with, healing the trauma. There's so many different ways to heal anymore. And they're all valid. What I'm teaching is simply that anytime you feel limited and you settle for that, you've bought the lie. You've bought the lie that you cannot win, that you are, not able to succeed, that you don't have the ultimate power. That's why we're able to sit here and go, oh my God, I have to wait for God to tell me this or give me this. No, God's already given you everything. The energy of everything that we want is right here. It's right around us. And while there is Godness, I call it, and there is a timing to things, we keep making the timing longer by saying, I have nothing to do with it. It's all on God. I have nothing to do with it. Or we go the other way and we go, it's all on me. I'm an idiot if I can't make it work. And that's not true either. It's a partnership, you see. It's you and the energy. It's me and the energy. That's how it works. It's not, I have to be good enough. It's not about worthiness. It's not about hard work. It's not about smarts. None of that stuff. It's about you daring to be you, right out loud, from the inside out. So your limiting beliefs, your limitations that you've taken as yours, they're conditioning. They're conditioned thoughts. They really are. There are a lot of other things too that branch off from that, but if you want to go straight to the source code, that's it. You go, wow, what does that mean, Lori? It means that you have it within you, as I do. And as I've proven in my own ways many times over the last 4 years, that healing is something you step into any day you want. It just means that you don't think of it like, I'm all healed and now I don't have to do anything else. Thank you, Carmen. Me too. We've been caught for a very, very long time, we humans, women and men. Oh, thank you for the repost, Carmen. Thank you so much. Everybody, please repost for me. That would be very kind. We've been under this consciousness thumb, if you will, for a very, very long time. Oh, thank you, Carmen, you sweetheart. We've been under the consciousness thumb. And it's a patriarchal consciousness thumb in that it doesn't like women. It doesn't like the feminine. And what that has done is it has removed emotion, love, compassion, creativity, intuition, inspiration, all of it. It's removed it from the part of life that says that this is good stuff. And it has put it over here where it goes, this is shameful, this is female, therefore it's lesser, therefore it's not good, therefore it's weak. And you know why they did that? Because that's how you maintain control. Because the feminine is that energy. And it creates worlds. It literally shifts your life trajectory. Literally shifts your life trajectory. Now, it can do it in such a way that you go, nothing's happening. Why isn't anything happening? Boy, do I get it. I'm not very good with patience. Honestly, I'm not. I've gotten better over the years, but I think age had something to do with it. And the rest of it was me working my ass off just because I tend to like to work. Inner work, I mean. And the hardest thing that we have to do, honestly, is the inner work. But it's a different kind of hard. It's a very different kind of hard. By the way, I'm going to be having my Off the Hook workshop. It's a 4-week workshop. It starts on the 29th of April this month. If you would like to see what it is, what it's about, go get on the waiting list so that when I get the new landing page done, because I've updated it, you will be able to go look at it and see if it's your jam. And the way you do that is you go to goodbyegoodgirl.com/off the hook wait list. All one word. Off the hook wait list. Thank you, Carmen. We have to learn to see with a different set of eyes, you guys. We're very, very accustomed to the ones we have. We've been really, really completely programmed to see the world through a kind of negativity that, sorry about the wind, a kind of negativity that swallows up so many vast parts of our emotions, our minds, our perspectives, our attitudes. And since the source code of everything that happens in your life is energy, once that stuff swallows it up and you don't interrupt those patterns, then you're attracting the wrong stuff. You have got your sails set wrong. In a way, all you have to do is reset your sails, which sounds simple. I know, it's not the whole thing. I know. But I'm trying to get the concept to you so that we can start there. In my workshop, which is, don't argue for your limitations. They're not even yours. What we do is we march you right past the suffering. It's personal growth without suffering, because it's based in things like storytelling and improv and acting work, and a very small group of women. It's safe, it's fun. It teaches you things like how to slow down. You wouldn't think that'd be such a big deal, but apparently it's huge. It's been huge for me. Slowing down means I can hear myself. I can't tell you how many years I've run from hearing myself. My God, the terror, because we've been told, your emotions are terrible, don't listen to those things. Or we have felt that through the years. We're like, my God, I'm miserable and all I feel is miserable. Why would I want to focus there? I know that one really well. We have to break the patterns. This is the important part of this message today. We have to break the patterns. It's not possible for us to, go to some arcane place and become God and make it all better. But we are part of the godness. And our connection with it is energetic. And the energetic can be explored, felt, and shifted through emotion. Which is why patriarchy. Don't have those emotions, because then you might have all the power that's yours. So it's anarchy. Is that the right word? What is it called when you're just out there to break down the the society to get it to be better? I can't remember what the word is. But whatever it is, it's that. When you say, you know what? I don't even think I'm supposed to feel stuff. And so I'm going to break with that. And I'm going to dare to listen to myself. I'm going to dare to feel this stuff. Because I'm ready to lead. Hi, Beth. I'm ready to lead. My work is for women leaders. Revolution, baby, yep. It is, it's revolution, and the men need to do it too. But it's the women who've taken the brunt of this crap. And we are less far from the emotional body than the men are as a group. So we're going to show the way. I was told that would be the case. I was told that back in, it was like 1998 or something. Some woman at this retreat, this spiritual retreat that I was attending. And at the time I was, how old was I? Early 30s? And she was probably the age I am now, or maybe 50s. And she said, you know that 2012 is going to be the year that everything changes on the planet. And I went, no, tell me. And she goes, well, that's when all the light's going to start hitting the earth, the spiritual light. And then all the darkness is going to show up to be cleaned out. And then we're going to have a new earth. And I went, well, that sounds good. She goes, yeah, but first we're going to have the breakdown of all the systems on the planet. And I went, excuse me now? What are you saying? What? I said, what does that look like? She said, we don't know. You and I know now. We're watching it in real time. And then she said, and the women are going to lead the way. So, like I said, this is what? 1990s. I said, lead the way where? And what are we doing? So I didn't understand it for quite a while. But my understanding of it now comes from my own experience of being able to stand in opposition to the ideas of my limitation without standing in opposition to me. And that takes a little bit of doing, and that's why it's really, really good to do that by using your emotional energy and, with your emotional frequencies. We've all failed. We've all failed. You know why? And men have failed us. Yes, they have. As leaders, they're not leaders. Most of them not leaders. And part of it is the same thing that ails us, which is we've been without the feminine. You cannot operate as an actual leader, a healthy leader, a constructive, evolutionary leader, unless you have both the masculine and the feminine. You can't do it. You can't do it. If you have only the masculine, you inevitably fall into the masculine weakness, which is control. If you are in the feminine only, you fall into its weakness, which is, oh, poor baby. You need both. Women have been doing both for quite a long time. And so there's a lot of really amazing women leaders out here. But there's also a lot of women leaders who are frustrated. They're trying to get their message out. They're trying to do their business. And they still think they have to push against the patriarchal bull that's around them. And that's the problem. What we have to do is work around it, in spite of it. Make it irrelevant. And my solution is to start to look at things very, very differently. Look at them through the lens of the feminine. You've already got a lot of the masculine. That's all you've ever had. So don't worry, it's still there. What you're trying to do is you're trying to add something into it. It's like you made a cake out of flour and water and you never put any sugar in. The cake's still sitting there. Put in some sugar. Dare to put in some sugar. It's called the feminine. Right? Dare to imagine things. Dare to dream. Dare to have some fun in the face of absolute misery. Dare to let yourself have a little bit of relief in the middle of something you think that, I deserve to feel this bad. I don't care if you deserve it or not. You also have the keys to your own kingdom, and you can have a little bit of relief at the same time as you're suffering. So you don't even have to let go of your suffering if you're that married to it. But if you bring in a little bit of relief, guess what happens? The suffering changes its nature. Yes, DJ. Hi, honey. It changes its nature. The suffering becomes less of you beating the heck out of yourself, and it becomes a catalyst for relief. It becomes a catalyst for a deepened self-awareness and deeper freedom on levels you can't even explain to other people. Hello, gorgeous Iris. How are you, beautiful? My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project. And I'm here to tell you that you should not argue for your limitations because they're not even yours. You're arguing for something that's not even yours. So everything that you're telling yourself, I can't do that, that's based on an idea that has been programmed into you and me and keeps being reprogrammed every day until we learn how to interrupt the programming, that we are powerless. That there's always going to be something bigger than us, always something that's going to have more power than us, always. It's fundamentally a lie. It's not true. Absolutely not true. And the only way for you to really get it, for any of us to really get that, is to experience that. We've got to have an experience as well as a mental understanding, because the mental understanding is important. But even that is locked into this patriarchal castle of rules that you don't yet see. So what I'm working on is a way to help you see. Because once you do see, you go, wait a minute, why am I paying attention to that guy over there, that girl over there? Why am I listening to this stuff in my own head? Why am I just believing I can't? Why am I just believing I'm done, I'm through, I can't make it? I can't do that message that I wanted to bring forth. I'm a powerful woman, but apparently it doesn't work in this world, therefore I give up. I'm not going to be a leader. I'm not going to bring my transformational message forward. Never mind, I give up. Don't you dare. But here's the thing. In deciding not to give up, if you fall into the thing that is very predictable for all of us, very programmed, which is let me fight harder, that's not the answer. That is the answer that's been programmed. In the patriarchal castle, the rule is there's only one way out of here, and that's to fight. And that's the lie. If they can get you to believe that, you will spend your time going down with the patriarchy, down with misogyny, down with this, down with that. And thank God you don't like the things that you're against. Thank God. Thank God you're going, Trumpstein files? What the hell? Stop doing things to children. What the hell? Stop it. You better be saying that. If you're not, I don't know what's going on. But if you stop there, you have stopped there. You see yourself as being up against a structure that you cannot move. That's when you go back into, well, I'm just one person. And then your power is gone. So where is your power? Is there no power to be had outside of you? Well, you can certainly use your body to get out and do the marches and to make phone calls and to help your neighbors and to be a decent human. These are really big things. If you want to make an incredible impact everywhere you go, start taking a look at how you have internalized the patriarchal rules for women. And let yourself look at them as patriarchal rules instead of, well, dad made me say this or feel this or mom did or this particular bad situation did. Let yourself depersonalize it long enough to go, is this something that has me by the short hairs? And if you've been suffering for a long time with something, the answer is always, as far as I can tell, going to be yes. Hi, Teresa. And if the answer is yes, I'm living in this misery, what the patriarchal castle says is, you can't get out. You have to fight your way out. So you try to fight again. And the fighting is not the way out. The way out is through the feminine. The way out is through a little bit of relief, through some softening, through some compassion for you. And you do that in the face of all of those patterns and those feelings and those grooves in your brain and that vibrational feeling in your body that goes, you're not supposed to do that. But know that when you do and you feel that discomfort, you are making progress. You don't want to stay in the misery. You just want to noodle with it. You just want to go, there's that pattern again. Yep, that is making me miserable. Poor thing. And mean it, some kind of fashion. You want to give yourself a little bit of relief. And, the patriarchal castle wants you to believe that every little thing you do is not big enough. And I'm here to tell you that the thing they can't see and they can't regulate is the small. And that's why you want to use the small. Yep. You want to take tiny, tiny steps. You want to take tiny steps towards feeling better, because what's happening every time you give yourself permission to feel a little bit better, just for a moment, you are retraining your brain. You're telling yourself, look, I have the power to actually bring in a different feeling. I'm not completely enslaved to life. There's something here. I haven't used it before, but there's something here that's me, that I get to decide what goes on inside of me. Really? Let me keep working. Let me keep trying that thing, that giving myself permission to do one tiny step, or to look at take a breath instead of blowing up, so I can just take a moment, take 5 minutes, take a day, and see what changes for me. You've just challenged the system. So at first, for the first few times at least, especially if you don't have support around this, you're going to feel like this is all kinds of wrong, but it's all kinds of right. And this is what the spiritual growth community has got to get to. And there's a lot of teachers out there who are teaching along the same line of practice being free right now and you are free. Instead of work yourself to death, beat yourself up, work harder, and then maybe in 20, 30 years you'll be happy. I'm not willing to, I don't have 20, 30 years. I do, I have 30 years and I want to use them well. So I'm not going to sit here and follow these rules that never worked. They never worked for me. Are they working for you? How do you feel about your life? Do you feel good about you? Like when you're alone at night, do you feel good about you? Or do you feel like, God damn it, I'm still trying. But I'm still frustrated. I'm a woman, I'm a leader, I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Marvelous, you're welcome. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm trying really hard and I still can't make it. It's not your fault. You're using the wrong set of rules. You're just using the wrong set of rules and the wrong set of tools. And that's why you should really consider a few things. One of them is come to my workshop that starts April 29th. Get on my wait list for it so I can let you know what it's about and you can see if this will be your right next step. Goodbyegoodgirl.com. Not goodbye girl. Don't do it. Goodbyegoodgirl.com / off the hook wait list. One word. Off the hook wait list. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your love is received. The other thing you can do is go and watch Abraham Hicks on YouTube. Free, free, free. The other thing you can do, oh my God, right? Even as I set out to manifest a life of abundance, I have an underlying self-sacrifice to your desires or to your feeling like you can't have them. Because if you have, wow, I get the words self-sacrifice. Oh, well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the community. It's all about the shifting, isn't it? It's all about the shifting. It's not about the Grand Canyon jumping. Because I had this vision yesterday that, you have a lot of leaders. You have a lot of leaders standing on one side of the Grand Canyon. They all want to jump. They all want to not jump to their death. They want to jump to the other side of the Grand Canyon. They want to get across that place of I can't succeed and I'm not succeeding and I'm not being successful at helping people as much as I want. I'm not getting the dreams that I want. I'm not happy and I just want to jump the Grand Canyon. And then one or two women, they start to climb down the side. They're like, I've tried jumping. I really hurt myself. I came back up. I tried again. I keep hurting myself. I'm good at persevering, and the rules tell me that that's a good thing. I should persevere. But maybe I should try something else. I don't know. It's just not working for me, and I feel bad about that, like I'm failing. But bottom line, it's not working for me. So one or two of them start to climb down the side of the canyon with ropes. They go, well, this seems ineffective. I'm still not to the other side of the Grand Canyon. Still not doing it. I'm still not making a bunch of money. I'm still not being impactful. I'm still not the speaker. I'm still not the workshop leader. I'm still not the whatever it is you're looking for. Damn it, this isn't doing anything. Oh, yes, it is. You've already made more progress than the people who are continuing to stand on that one side of the Grand Canyon and beat themselves up for not being on the other side. You've actually taken action. And because it's small and it looks unimposing, that patriarchal brain of yours doesn't see it coming. It goes, oh, well, that's okay. She's just, getting some ropes. Oh, that's okay. She's just going down 5 feet down the side of this thing. It doesn't see you coming. So you're not self-sabotaging is what's happening. You're taking tiny enough steps that even you have no objection to it. Before you know it, you're down on the floor of the Grand Canyon and you're walking and you're halfway across the Grand Canyon and you turn around and you look back up. Look at all those women standing on the side of the Grand Canyon going, why can't I get across to the other? By the time you climb up the other side and get to the top and go, my God, not only am I here, but I had an incredibly good time getting here. When did you not win? When did you not succeed? You succeeded the whole way through. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want? Aren't you willing to say, I will try something different to have that kind of outcome? It has to be that. Use me as your proof if you're not feeling quite convinced. Because at the age of 55, I went utterly broke, homeless, and I was mentally ill. Okay? You think any of those rules helped me? And I followed them all. I went to school, I went to grad school, a different kind. I went and I worked, and then I decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I went to workshops where I spent thousands of dollars, and I listened to all these gurus. They were usually male and 25, which drove me nuts, still does. And they were like, all you have to do is, and I'm like, no, it's not an all you have to do. It's an all you have to be. It was when I started changing who I be to me. When I started changing from certain that it had to be that way, and that if I couldn't win that way, it meant something bad about me, and I opened to what I call possibilities thinking. Maybe, that word maybe is powerful in opening doors for you. New ideas, like a new idea that you go, what? I've never thought that before. Exactly. A new person that you would never have thought would come into your life, who comes in and offers you that amazing opportunity, or that person you fall in love with. I don't care, whatever it is. That thing that you did not expect. The minute you stop clinging to, I know this is the way that my work, my life, my leadership is supposed to be, and you leave a door open for possibilities, you just changed the game. It's kind of the first step. Possibilities thinking. You go, well, maybe there's something else here that I don't know yet. And I remember when I was in my very early 30s and I had just started into therapy, and I was just coming out of my first nervous breakdown. And my therapist, a wonderful woman named Tina, was trying to give me possibilities, things that could, better ways to look at things, and every one of them I rejected. It's like, no, that can't happen, because I know, because I've just always been miserable, because I'm just this way. I'm never going to be any different. And finally, she did something very clever. She said, well, I would give you another suggestion, but I guess you already know all the answers. I guess you already know what's going to happen. And in that moment, I felt so helpless. I recognized the helplessness of my position, and I went, well, no, I don't know everything. That was that maybe. Maybe there's something here I don't know. And that was from a really dark place. You don't have to go that dark to get the point of this. My name's Lori, by the way. I started the business, the Goodbye Good Girl Project, in 2009 to help us women get out of the internalized servitude to everything but our own freedom. And now I work with women leaders with a message who are trying to get the hell out of their own way, who are trying to get out of the way of the internalized shoulds, who don't know what the hell's stopping them. And I help them with their visibility, their presence, and their impact. So that's me. That's what I do. And thank you for the follow. It's so good to have you here. It's so good to know that there are people, there are women and men, I know there are a few men in here, who really care about us being balanced leaders human beings and women. We women have taken a ration of crap for tens of thousands of years, literally tens of thousands of years. And this has been the pattern. It's not been our fault. It's been the setup. It's been the divine setup, not to punish us, not that divine God in the sky hurling bolts of lightning at you, not that. But apparently, it's not just our little life and our evolutions within our lives, but it's also the planetary evolution, which is every, 2,600 years? We go through a human evolution. I mean, think about it. Once upon a time, we carried clubs and, like evolution. Now I wear glasses and crazy earrings and shit, and I talk to a piece of plastic, and you go, I can see her and hear her. That's evolution. 26,000 years is the universe's evolutionary period. And right now, you and I are in the middle of the beginning, just the beginning of the 2,600 year end of that cycle, of the old cycle, and the start of the new. So if you're wondering why things are so completely batshit crazy, that would be why. Oh my God. I love it, Sky. Thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah, you're not crazy. Well, you're no crazier than anybody else. And yes, I know. I used the word crazy, and I was. I had clinical depression for 40 years. I went through 3 nervous breakdowns. I did the whole thing. And when you need help, go get help. Because job 1 is survival, right? You gotta find some stability before you can go to transformation. Because stability in itself is the first transformation when you're growing up in a world where you are told that you will never win no matter what you do, but try hard anyway, because that's going to show you gave it a good try. Aren't you ticked about that? And it's a funny little line we have to walk down if we want to become... Hi, Michael. It's a funny line we have to walk down, because on the one hand, we do have to recognize the villains of the story. But on the other side, we have to not let ourselves become victims to it. We can't lose our internal strength over it. And so that's what I work with people on. Like, let me show you where you're naturally strong. There's not one person I've ever worked with who I haven't seen their natural strength. And you don't have to stop being mad, Beth. You don't. See, thank you for saying that, because that gives me the opportunity to say, it's not the anger that's the problem. The old paradigm says that's the problem. You shouldn't be so mad. No, you're under the paradigm. You're under the patriarchal castle's rule of feel like a victim because you are powerless. And so you're like, well, there's no way out. There's no way. Yeah, there is. There really is. There are things that you know about yourself, that you know about your strengths. Now, they may not apply directly to the thing you're mad about, but there is something that you know, or there are many things or a few things that you know about your strengths, right? And so what you have to do is to break the cycle, to break the pattern of I can't win, I can't win, I can't win. You have to break it by going, let me see what else is here besides the anger, not instead of. Don't push it out. You know what you're doing if you're pushing it out? You are following the patriarchal rules. You're being mean to yourself. Don't do it. Go, I'm angry. There might be some stuff in here that's worth being angry about. The next step is, what do I do to get out of victim around it? That's what you're looking for. How do I get out of a victim mentality around this? What can I feel, do, be, perceive, imagine that will get me into a moment of feeling my strength at the same time? Get me to feel, yes, I'm still an adult. Yes, I am still all that in a bag of chips. And feel it at the same time, because I am telling you that on an energetic level, that small act of rebellion, that's the word I was looking for, the small act of rebellion of, I'm not going to just fight. I'm not going to push that out. I'm going to let it be here because it's been programmed. I've had it forever. I recognize it. Fine, it's here. And I'm bringing somebody else to the party. And we're going to change the nature of this party. We're just going to change the nature of it. And eventually what happens is you keep bringing a better guest to the party, is that the cranky one starts to, things start to shift. That's how it worked when I cured myself of depression after 40 freaking years and did it in 5 days. That's how strong the other guest at the party is. That's how vibrationally strong your choice of a slightly better feeling thought is, to quote Abraham Hicks, in bringing it to the party, the pity party, the depression party, the anger party that you're having. There's nothing wrong with the party you're having. It's just that you don't prefer it. And you're not going to get rid of it if you try to fight it. That's the old patriarchal way, and that keeps you stuck, and that's what they want. If you want to be a real leader, oh, God, thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Appreciate the clarity and the way in which you make it so clear. Thank you. I've lived it. That's why. And I'm a word nerd. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. And making a difference for people matters to me. So if you're a leader and you're a woman and you are frustrated and, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. If you're a woman, you're a leader, you're powerful, you can't quite get your message out, you can't quite get over whatever these humps are, and you're like, God, it's me, it's me, it's me. You've been trained to should on yourself. This is where I come in. I can take those hooks out. I can help you experience your truths. Nope, not unless the judge is really nice. Not unless the judge is one of those really nice ones that you find occasionally on TV who goes, I'm so sorry you're having this difficulty, let me help you. No, don't turn yourself into the courts. Not even the internal ones. Until you've trained your internal courts to be kinder, no, I won't. That's fabulous. There's all these images out there on Pixabay. I don't know if you know Pixabay.com, which is all these free images you can use without getting sued. Pixabay. In fact, I have a whole document that's on another platform that has all kinds of resources for software and stuff. And if you're interested in having that because you're trying to start a business, let me know. I'll get you the link. You're dead serious about what, honey? Turning yourself in for being you? If you want to keep playing the old game, sure, do it. Sky, you make me happy. Did I just read your mind? Well, I am a bit psychic, so yeah. Oh, yeah, holding ourselves accountable. See, okay, this is a beautiful one. This is beautiful. This is Patriarchal Castle 101. Blame yourself. I have like several PhDs in this one. I used to hate myself. I did. So hard on myself. Oh my God. I held myself to the highest standards possible and I couldn't meet them. And then I was like, Lori, you're a piece of beep. You can't, no, you're awful. Yeah. And people would say to me, you're too hard on yourself. And I go, I don't even know what you mean. Like, who else is going to be hard on me if it's not me? I had bought the Patriarchal Castle's rule of thou shalt suffer in order to succeed. And it's a big lie because all of the patriarchal lies come down to the first rule of the Patriarchal Castle, which is you are powerless, which means you can't succeed, which means you don't matter. I mean, it's really pernicious. And once you see it, and once you realize that there is a way to get your freedom every day and keep practicing it, experiencing it any day that you'd like it, in any way that you'd like it, so that you can prove to yourself, wait a second. This is a rigged game, and it's a game that's not even real. Hold it. Wait a second. Really? When you get there, whole game's changed. The whole freaking game has changed. It's the biggest thing that we can do to come into ourselves and open our own consciousness. It's why the great beings have been so maligned so often. You know, it's why the people try to kill or do kill the great beings who are trying to tell you the kingdom of God is within you. You are the answer. There's no problem here. It's all about you. You are all that is. You are made of all that is. And you have access to all of that power. Use that anger, Beth. That's a beautiful thing. Use your anger to be goddamn determined to find a freaking answer to whatever it is you're feeling powerless about. That's the best use of anger I've ever had. Hell, it even helps to clean my apartment. You know what I mean? Like, anger's really good for when you use it for, God damn it. What do you mean, protesters? I don't know what you mean. If you want to beat yourself up, Red, you go right on ahead because you've got free will. We have free will. And I think that's what really pisses us off, is I think some kind of way we kind of sort of know that it's on us. Oh, to try to change the system. Right. The actual protesting of, like getting out in the streets and doing stuff, it's only the physical. You're missing the energetic, the internal energy. You're missing the emotion. You're missing the intuition. You're missing the vibrational frequency that is the source code of the entire world that we've created around us communally. It's not like we sat down in our dreams and went, okay, so tomorrow life's going to suck. Like, that's not what we did. And if you're looking at the system as something external and set, of course you can't change it. You've just ensured it for yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've walked up to a seeming blockage and allowed myself to have possibilities, thinking to go, there may be something else here that I'm not aware of, and then walked straight through it. And I'm going to give you the exact, this one's funny to me. Right over there, right where I was walking a little bit ago, is a cemetery, a Catholic a Catholic cemetery. Protest is to express, and it's very, very important. It's important energetically as well, even more so. And I have found them to be just love fests, all of them. But okay, that's me and everybody I know. So anyway, over there is the Catholic cemetery. And I was in there doing a live, and suddenly I realized that the sun was starting to go a little bit down. I went, I guess I should get out of here before they lock me in. So I started walking, and they'd locked me in. There's the gates. There's the big lock. I'm like, okay. Once upon a time in my life, before I started doing this work, I would have completely freaked out and lost my cool. And instead, because I practiced this possibility, like there might be something else here I don't yet see. Let me take a breath. Let me stop. I go, oh, sheesh. But not go, oh, this is gonna suck. Don't go there. I just kind of went, God help me. And I pick up a phone. I call the police. I've been locked in. Help me. So not too long after that, I see the police pull up across the street. And I see these two guys sitting in their car. They're just staring at me. And I'm like, are those police here for me? Or are they just sitting there looking at me like for fun? Like, what the hell? And as I'm standing there looking at them and going, I wonder what the hell is going on here, I suddenly realized that I can literally step through the gate. I'm like, holy crap, I can step through the gate. Now if I'd weighed 100 pounds more, I couldn't have done it, but I don't. was like, I can step. So I stepped through the damn gate. What I did first was I looked at them like, okay, well, wow, and then I stepped through and the guy went, smart ass cop. Like, you're an idiot. Yeah, so are you. I don't care. I thought it was pretty damn funny. So then they drove over to me. Then they came across the street and parked next to me. Like, what the hell is up with you guys? But I said hi, and they went, is your car in there? Is your car locked in there? I said, no. They went, okay. If you don't like your job, honey, find a different one. Seriously. But that's what it takes to walk up to these things that we think are just set in place. And so many things we think are set in place, and they're not. They're just not. And there's very little that's set in place. What's set in place is that you have the particular body that you have. That's set. But there have been plenty of people who've healed their bodies. I healed my mind and emotional system and my nervous system and my brain. So clearly there's something else going on here. It's not all in your head. No. It's in your emotions. It's in your whole system. They want you to not understand how important your emotional body is and how to use it, what it is, what it's for. If you want to break out of the religious nonsense that is in our head, head over to YouTube and go look for a man named Bill Donahue. Bill Donahue is the shizzle. He is the deal. He is the real freaking deal. That guy, he just passed in January of this year. I love Bill Donahue. I mean, I love him. If he were still alive, I'd do just about anything for the guy. He died at 91. He has freed so many people from the assumptions that, from the assumptions that we've carried without even knowing that we're really carrying them, that come from things like original sin. Honey, I'm not even Christian or Catholic or anything like that. And I still carried it because it's in the culture. It has been permeated through the entire society. So the minute you start blaming yourself and being horrible to yourself and telling yourself that you're a loser and all that stuff, you're becoming your own jailer. You're remaining your own jailer. And it's hard to see at first. I know. That's why my workshop is about having fun, to get there having fun. Because have you not suffered enough? Shouldn't you get there through fun first and then fascination, instead of let me beat the crap out of myself all the way along the way? I say, give me door number 1, Monty. The other guy was Abraham Hicks. It's actually a woman who is channeling a collection of consciousnesses called Abraham. And if you want to see her, because in the last number of years, people keep doing these like cartoons of her. But if you type in Abraham Hicks, Hicks, older videos, then you'll be able to see her, which I think is very valuable. You really do have the key on your person. Abraham Hicks and also Bill Donahue, Donahue. Yeah, Bill Donahue and Abraham Hicks. And the other thing you can do is get on my wait list. Oh God, yes, that's the perfect. He does. Flips the script on the programming 100%. So brilliant. Go get on my wait list for the workshop so you can see if it's your jam or not once the new page is up, because I can let you know the page is up. You can take a look. And the other thing is, I think I'm going to do like a watch party. I think I'm going to just have a free watch party to watch one of my favorite videos of Bill's that I've seen so far. He's got over 1,000, and I just found him last year. So I'm not caught up yet. But if you want to be at the watch party, when I announce that, when I do that, I'll probably I could even do it this weekend. But anyway, I'll keep you posted. I'm on here pretty much every day except for Wednesdays, usually. Then get on the wait list, and here's how you do it. You go to goodbyegoodgirl.com. Let's start there. goodbyegoodgirl.com/off the hook wait list. One word. No spaces, no hyphens, no nothing, no dots. Off the hook wait list. And then I can let you know when the page is up. I'm working on it. Well, not literally as we speak. I'm sitting outside talking to you. But that's what I've been working on. I'm so happy to have you here. I can't thank you enough for your energy, for you being the kind of people who really care about yourselves. This is what is going to change the world the most. From the source code on out. Oh, honey, thank you. You're proud of me? Thank you. My mother's been gone for like 43, 45 years, so when I hear someone say that to me, it just feels like a message from my mom. So thank you. I miss her terribly. All right, guys. It's been a very long day for Lori. I wish you love and moxie, as always. And I will be... Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, she was awesome. My mother was fantastic. Still is. And I will be back. Will I be back tomorrow? I will try to be back tomorrow. Although I'm in a really long workshop tomorrow, so we'll see if I make it. But I'll definitely be back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Take it easy on you. Give yourself relief if you can't give yourself some joy. And viva la revolution, Paragon. You got that right. Bye, guys.